Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 5 of our Zhatan the Black Realm of Souls campaign. In this episode, we will continue our crusade against the traitorous Ken that declared war on us while we were fighting against the KARAK Dawi over here in the west. I've decided that we are not going to go ahead and attack this caravan because I don't think that we would be able to escape. Even if we were to run over into the forest and actually jump into an ambush stance, I don't know that we would be able to make it away. Makes me quite sad though, because Droztek can get a good deal of gold and experience from fighting this convoy, but it just wouldn't be worth it. So let's jump back into ambush. Actually, we will go into in-camp stance, pull back just far enough that we can't be attacked by Zharr-Naggrund. There we go. His other lord can't make it either. That's perfect. Droztek will get himself some more soldiers then. We got 2 units of Dawi warriors. Let's go ahead and give you, I think, some hobgoblins. We need some guys that are riding around with those bows, adding some harassment to the back line. We'll grab 2 of them, which will drop our overall gold there. But what we are still saving for is the upgrade to tier 4 at the Gates of Zharr. And here we are. I'm slightly confused. We weren't able to afford this before. Is this because one of our lords has snuck it on over and he decreases? He has to decrease how much we need to, yeah, construction cost minus 3%. Perfect. That was not intentional at all. I was planning to upgrade it next turn. We'll throw in the upgrade to the Gates of Zharr then and get that moving right away. We could rush the construction down. We'd have no labor then, but it would be very interesting. Bold strategy. Wouldn't probably pay off very well. We will skip our caravan dispatch once more here. I'm sad to do so, but we really need to start building up. We are nearly in a good spot where we'll start really pumping out a lot of gold and raw materials, so things should start flowing very well. We just have to beat back Ungrum here, and then start claiming the mountains off on this side, start our war up with Kislev, make sure they are good and suppressed. Let's end the turn for now. Well, hello, Cazador. Would you like to declare war on us? He does. We declare war. So formal. Alright, Droztek, things are about to get real dicey real quick. And the Tower of Zharr. Your rivals have claimed a Tower of Zharr seat. And Tier 2 of the Tower of Zharr has been unlocked. Awesome. We'll probably have plenty of more world events kicking off in just a moment. We are going to grab Zhatan. And it looks like they're going to all pull together and start recruiting for one final confrontation. I'm happy to have that. Let's jump into raiding stance. Move ourselves forward into the Tower of Grief ever so slightly. You guys both come over here to attack Zhatan at once. We have all of the artillery pieces and Iron Demon. I'm happy to take that fight. As many blunderbusses as you want. As for our raw materials, getting in the upgraded weapons workshop would be very nice. I'd like to start working on the Silver Pinnacle so we can get the gem cutters in here. That'll give us another huge jump to our income. Right, but you're going to go on down south here and see what Cazador's up to. Finny Hammerfist is there, recruiting up. Is anyone sneaking in from this other side here? I don't trust our cousins at all. The untainted fools. Alright, Droztek, we're going to grab you in some sneaky gets. Hold that front line. Our gold is going to be pretty low to start here, although we kind of could use the caravan deployment. That gives us 1,300 to deploy one on out. I think we want to do that. Keep these guys moving so we can actually have hopefully some more battles for them too. So money for labor, money for raw materials. I think labor is what we're going to go for. So let's grab our Ogre Controller, add him on in. Otherwise we've got the Connected with extra Dwarf Warriors and then the Hobgoblin Favored. Nah. Lycuz is the master for us. And we will not send him to the Haunted Forest. I'm going to go ahead and probably go after Titan's Notch. Gives us 161. Let's increase as much as we can here. 1,200 as much as he can send out. 387, 700 labor, 75 labor. Yeah, I think we definitely want to go out for labor. If we had enough weapons to send out, we would happily be going for that. But instead, we'll go ahead and send one out to the Silver Tower of Sorcerers here. And bring back 775 new souls. Dispatch that on our way. That should travel across a good deal of land and have a lot of chances to get into fights. I sure hope so. Get out there, bud. And you... Can I swing in and give you some actual useful items there. You already have the radiating spike to give yourself extra vigor. Okay, now you're doing just fine then. We'll come on over to Drow's deck. And we'll hand you off the Furnace Blast Gem. We'll give the Potion of Healing over to his hero. And that'll look a little bit better for us. Evil train conductors. Alright then. Draw's tech. Let's move over to raid the dwarfs that are not KARAK. Benny Hammerfist here has a lot of slayers himself, but we have a good deal of archers, so we should be able to actually harass them pretty well. Swing on back over to Zhatan, and we shall end the turn. I think the next bit of Hellforge upgrades we'll go for is the War Machines here. But for now, we're going to keep saving. We can upgrade that War Machine building going forward. Okay, so the Mohawked Maniacs of KARAK come on over to attack. Draw's deck. He must have been hiding off in the distance there instead of retreating on away like he normally does. Alright, fair enough. I don't really want to fight you in raiding stance for sure. We'll be winded to start the battle. We'll go ahead and retreat. Hope he can't follow. Ah, he can't, but KARAK AZUL can. Benny Hammerfist. He was the one that was over there recruiting up more forces, wasn't he? Got a lot of Slayers, which we can pretty easily deal with our archers because they have no armor. Dwarf Warriors, which are going to be a problem. A lot of armor onto those guys. Grudge Throwers, Warlers, Iron Drakes, and the Iron Drakes are going to be a nightmare for our forces. Luckily, no armor piercing on these guys. So they will have a hard time actually blasting away at our actual Dwarf Warriors, but it's a lot of damage coming at them all at the same time, so no matter what, it's going to hurt. Alright then. Take a quick look at our terrain. So we've got, it looks like a pretty decent obstacle over here. We'll have to see how they deploy. But I think we can try to hold them off. If we can shut down the Grudge Throwers and the Iron Drakes, this army has no chance at all, but we have to do those two things. Let's get it started. Alright. Battle of Mount Gunbad indeed. We have 20 Winds of Magic only. We'll start deployment. I think we're going to probably want to only use that on the Burning Wrath when we actually are able to have a big clump of them together. Or on the Dark Subjugation on repeat on their Lord while he is engaged with any of our elites or our Sorcerer Prophet here. Let's grab the Laborers. We'll have one of them up front as a bit of a distraction. I want my Hobgoblin Raiders in the woods here. They'll be springing out when the battle begins. They'd be a little bit further up over here. Yeah, we'll hide them over here. They don't have to run nearly as far across the field. Should be able to shut them down even faster. That will be awesome. Those guys will be over there. We'll have all of the Hobgoblin Archers. Bring them back. Go ahead and scroll down a couple times so they're a little bit more squared up. Group guard mode. We'll have these three moving up. And these three just behind them. Pull this unit back just a little bit. Have to kind of keep them hidden so they don't get blasted apart by the Grudge Throwers. But these guys are going to be our key to victory here. Blazing Beards will put you behind the wall. You can throw those grenades on anything that's coming up around the corner. You have an armor-piercing grenade, which is even better than the miners. We'll throw these Dwarf Warriors over in the forest so they can kind of hide. More Laborers up front here. The not as elite ones. Fellas that haven't survived quite as many battles. The Distraction Laborers, and then the Sorcerer Prophet holding down the center with that flare pistol. Alright then. Let's go guard mode for all of the Laborers. And actually for the Blazing Beards and everyone as well. Keep them all fighting as defensively as we can. This battle started. Okay, so who is their first target to be for the Grudge Throwers? Looks like our Laborers up front. Fair enough. A fine first target for them. We'll start moving around, see when they start launching those rocks. Alright, the first one's away. Let's go ahead and pull this way. Hopefully it didn't make it through the trees. Lucky us. Lost at least a little bit of it, so we can use a good bit of their ammunition before they actually start making it in. They switched targets already. Well, that was really fast. Let's pull everyone back. They decided those Goblin Laborers were not worth it almost immediately. Interesting. Alright, they're moving up the Slayers really quick and everyone else very slowly. They are most likely well aware that I've got some guys hiding in the woods. They're going to try to delay as much as they can. They're sitting the Grudge Throwers up. Some really overly defensive playing by the AI here. Yeah, they're going to try to blast apart my archers. Interesting. Yeah, they're probably going to do a really good job of it, too. Try to dodge what you can. Smashing apart the unit in a single blow. Alright, yeah, that's not great. All of our archers, let's move forward, start firing on the Slayers here. They're going to play a little bit... That's really bad. Hitting the Blazing Beards by proxy. Pull the Blazing Beards back, we don't want them taking any free damage. Hiding your units inside of the artillery is a little bit weak. These Slayers all torn up there. They're sending all of their ranged units forward. Luckily, some of those are completely missing. We need the Blazing Beards to get into a better position, move these guys up. I'm not getting hit by those rocks. Yeah, we need to shut down these Grudge Throwers immediately. First group of Slayers, though, ran on in and took themselves out pretty nicely. Ouch. That angle is really unfortunate for our poor Hobgoblin archers there. Laborers are fleeing on away. We need to have someone up front taking the hits for those Quarrelers. Really interesting plays going out by our enemies here. Really, really, really defensive. Shut down the Grudge Throwers, though. I'll move you up so you can start shooting. Blazing Beards move forward as well. Try to dodge as many of those crossbow bolts as you can there, bud. Go around. Bring these laborers out as well. Yeah, that Quarreler fire is no joke. Right, they pretty quickly eliminated that group of Grudge Throwers. Move forward. We gotta save the Armor of Contempt. Keep dodging where we can there. Send them all the way around. You guys work together to deal with these Iron Drakes. Definitely gonna need the extra armor rather soon. Let's send these laborers up. Get some shots in where you can. Send our own Dobbies, our warriors, out. Alright, we shut down the flamethrowers. We had to take one charge, though, unfortunately. Gotta rotate around, get in there. Slayers are gonna be doing as much damage as possible. Dark Subjugation on this lord here. Keep saving Hellhammer for when we need it. Bring yourselves down. Looks like we have lots of archers kind of set up just fine there. We definitely need our lads pulling on away. Okay, we've got lots of laborers fleeing, but all of the important units are kind of bogged down in the same spot here. Let's drop down. Use a Hellhammer to try to blast away some of the enemy. Blazing Beards. Don't jump into combat just yet. Let that thing go off. There we go. Now jump in. You guys charge. You keep chopping. I believe in you. A bunch of Slayers moving on up. Hit them full of arrows. Keep fighting where you're at. No reason to get hit with flamethrowers. Just keep running on away. Keep them kited. Bring these laborers over to keep bogging down their Quarreler units. Starting to lose some Dobbies are just due to the amount of Slayers slicing into them, but sheer arrow fire. A rain of flames. Our Sorcerer Prophet here is getting absolutely walloped, so let's pull him on away. Let the Blazing Beards kind of take in. Stand off to the side and actually get some shots in with that little flare pistol. Weaken everyone to fire. Like we've got a lot of the Dawi fleeing. Oh, that's unfortunate. Got the flamethrowers, some free hits. Laborers keep them bogged down. Zharr warriors move into the next. Players are pretty quickly eliminated there. Let's shoot at those quarrelers while they're bogged down as well. Shoot around those shields. Go ahead and charge him down. Probably not a great idea, but I think we got to. That extra damage in where we can. We'll drop down the Dark Subjugation as well. Armor of Contempt for all of our Lods. More frontal troops there if we can. Play more like that. Armor of Contempt. We keep him way more tanky. Go ahead and shut down these flamethrowers if you can there. Make our lads flee quickly before they change their targets. Quickly. Now they're going to set up just fast enough. Oh, and douse with flame. Iron Drakes are such an incredible unit. Chop away at what you can, and then actually since those Slayers are moving in, let's move back. They still have Slayers, it's really unfortunate. Littering Scales is really putting in some work. You guys move forward and eliminate those Iron Drakes. We'll have all of our archers kind of help out with the Slayers. Move off to the side there if you can. Bring the Wolf Boys round. All of our laborers are fleeing out away, but we have the other group of Wolf Boys too. Bring them in. Yeah, all of our archers are in not being very intelligent, which is to be expected. Charge that group of miners down. We'll have all of you guys coming on over, just scare them off. Put up just a little bit there. Alright, the Lord is gone. It's just the Slayers that are left, which allows us to chase down as many of the Iron Drakes and all of the other elite units as we can. Make sure this army is fully eliminated. The arrows are going to keep flying on in. Indeed he does. Your own. The bones that have been levitating as well with the rain of arrows. Our dwarf warriors are struggling a little bit, but the sheer rain. Volume of arrows hitting them. Goes for a kick. Gets shut down pretty hard there. Gives one more slice. Zharr warriors do fall there, but that's entirely fine. I'm going to keep hunting these fools down, and I'll catch y'all back at the campaign map. And KARAK AZUL has received a backhand of epic proportions. Hammerfist did manage to survive, as well as 6 of the Iron Drakes, but most of the rest of his force lays slain. We will go ahead and transport as many of them back to the capital as we can. And we have ourselves a convoy encounter. One maw for the road. Stop trying to sacrifice my Chaos Dwarf warriors. What is wrong with you? Throw the Grave Guard in. Dwarf warriors are too useful. Not enough of us. Ignore it. Raiding season. Go ahead and completed that one. Gave us good Delo gold. Yeah, Ungrim was indeed ambushing. Mohawked crazy. And he's already recruiting more. But of course he does. Man, I kind of want to charge in and hit. Go for the extreme offense instead of defense. None of them could reach Mount Gunbad by the time I actually make it. Can we hit the settlement is the only question, because if we can't, this is a waste and we get cornered. No, we can't. Can't reach the settlement. I'd like to finish off Hammerfist here so he hasn't able to actually flee. Let's give Droztek the Burning Wrath and the Killing Fire to keep him a little bit more murdery in battle. And we are going to sprint back to the Desolation of Drakkenmoor. Let this fool recruit on up, unfortunately. Go ahead and block Ungrim, if we can. Try not to trip on a rock there, bud. That doesn't help me out. We gained our Obsidian Axe, though. which gives us sundering attacks, 25% more weapon strength, 100 armor piercing, and then the Obsidian X passive ability, which is just going to increase our killing potential as we do more murdering. Zhatan is a absolute monster. New convoy contracts are available, and did you succeed? Oh, well done, buddy. We'll give you a point in Survivalist. We can start working on his actual combat potential there, over to extra powder. Really want the gun sight. More range sounds nice. Reload time reduction for sure. Earl Castellans are a pretty awesome little hero there. We've got a good deal of gold left. I really would have liked to go through Finney and into Mount Gunbad. If we had kept the hero in, I think we would have had just enough movement to actually get that done. Okay, so let's pull on over to Zhatan. Lines of Gorgoth. We'll upgrade the Sentinels up to the next tier so we can start working on getting the marble. And then we'll come on over to Howling Rock and upgrade the ore level so we can get another Infernal Castellan. Got 1,000 gold left over. And we have just enough Conclave influence that we can actually claim the Warmonger seat, which I'm not so sure we want to pass up. Extra movement range after winning battles sounds pretty nice. Allows us to escape really bad situations or hit another target that would just be just out of range. Although Dreadquake Battery while in own territory sounds incredible. All sorts of army abilities up here. The Hierophant gives us extra Kadai. Flame and Shadow drops down some magical fire damage. I mean, but Dreadquake Battery, right? That's only when you're in your own territory, so it's more of a defensive. Maybe we save. Maybe we just finish off tier 1 of the military district. Let's save. Someone else can have the Warmonger, and we'll claim their seats once we actually confederate with them. We'll go for the first, more powerful tier 2 settlement, or tier 2 seat. I am going to upgrade the Silver Pinnacle as well, that way we can get access to the gemstones. The more money we get flowing, the more damage we can do to our enemies there. I'm going to come on into the Hellforge, actually, and upgrade the amount of war machines we're allowed to have by 1 more. Then we're going to save our armaments from here. We need to do 1 more to give ourselves the Bound Barrier Demon. I'm going to put the Barrier Demon on our Skullcracker. And that just sounds awesome. Sweet. Come on up out of here. Let's get Zatan's next battle going. And I will give you all a bit of a forewarning. We have had a lot of issues with performance here, so I am going to be quick saving this battle just because I have actually had to re-record this entire episode twice now. It's no big deal just because I love the Chaos Dwarfs and every single one of these battles has actually turned out a bit different, but I would like to reduce the amount of times we have to restart, so quick save, and then we are going to get right to the Battle of the Tower of Grief. His most dangerous units are going to be these Infernal Castellans. Doesn't really tell me what path he's gone down. I think this is probably the sniper path. But at the same time, maybe he just has, way more range on this one. So we definitely got down the sniper path. This one will be less effective in melee, even though it doesn't say he is. I'm going to say he is in my own mind. Man is riding around on a big Great Taurus. So at least the Red Bull will give him, well, he has wings, it'll make him a lot bigger target. We can even probably hit him with the Magma Cannon a little bit more. So this battle will be great. Sweet. So I think we'll try to bog them down either in the water as they approach, because their army is quite large. They'll be deploying very wide. It'll be a very split, staggered charge across the field. Let's get it gutting them down. Alright. Let's get to putting warheads on foreheads. We still don't have a lot of magic, but we have a lot of explosives, and so that should make up for things. So yeah, we'll definitely put Thomas the Demon Engine over here to shut down anyone trying to cross the Swamps of Decay there. Let's put in all of our Hobgoblin Archers. It's already got us in the same deployment we did have last time, but we definitely want a different one. That was more for stomping on fools that didn't deserve it. Archers over here. We don't actually have Archer advantage, but we do have Artillery advantage, so the Archers forward. We'll have these 3 up. Perfect. Spreading the way there. All of the Goblin Archers and then the Blunderbusses. Guard mode. Let's put the Blunderbusses both on this side. Get them up kind of as much as we can there. They will defend our flank quite nicely. And then we'll have the sneaky gits up front in these trees and on the banks of this river here. Hobgoblin cutthroats as the main center of our army. I'm sure they don't want any. But the Zharr warriors to be the shield on both sides to stop any flanking. They do have a bonus versus large, or bonus versus large charge defense there. Charge defense versus large. I'll figure out what the ability's called. Bring the boys over. We'll have the Demon Smith in here to kind of give them some more reload speed until we decide to double team Karkadon. Zhatan in the center. We'll have the Magma Cannon over here with the Great Bull. And then the Death Shriek. How big is your area of effect there? Death Shriek can be over here as well. It's going to make the bulk of his army focus on the same spot, but we can kind of rotate everyone else to compensate. Alright, Gordos, defend this side, and battle begin. Looks like they're going to want to try to move up and threaten the Demon Engine, which is actually probably not scared of that at all. Don't know why I'm really moving. Let's move him to here. Death Shriek. Pretty much pick your targets to start. Magma Cannon is going to fire away, hopefully into the, looks like for the Cutthroats. Let's go after the Dwarf Warriors here instead. Blend up as many of the Cutthroats as we can. We're going to kind of bombard the absolute mess out of them to start. Yeah, no, that's not working out. You go ahead and shoot these Goblin Laborers here. We'll kind of clear out some of the chaff to start the bigger group. Didn't I tell you to switch targets? I mean, good for you, you hit them again in the center. When you're dying in an unfortunate flaming blaze. I see what happened. We gave the wrong attack targets. Another huge hit. Let's send the Bale Taurus forward. We have a couple burning heads we can use to kind of eliminate the archer teams fully. Death Shriek explodes some of those laborers. Let's go ahead and fire in more towards the center of this one. So scoot yourself forward just a little bit and fire while they keep blasting away. We're going to bring all of the infantry teams up just a little bit there. Go to the edge, because we do have to keep an eye out for the castle, and that one has really long range. We'll absorb a couple of shots just fine. I didn't activate the burning head, throw it through. That's not enough units. Pull back just a bit there. You also come back to the line ever so slightly. Sneaky Gits are annihilating that group in a fight. Clearly the superior skirmish cav. Launch the burning head on out. Those hobgoblins should melt away. There is no escape. That's almost 3 units and still going. Zhatan, he is chasing after your sorcerer. We're going to have to deal with that. Demon Engine turn and start firing. You go ahead and turn and start fighting as well. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get the blunderbusses up. Pull these guys back just a little bit so they're not getting free hits from those archers. Come all the way around. Go ahead and make sure you're actually taking better shots in on these blunderbuss units. And blast apart those goblin cutthroats before they get too close. Drop down the sadistic snare so he's going absolutely nowhere. Melee reflection for the one that's losing the battle. Burning head sounds nice. A lot of goblin laborers to destroy. So little time. Keep blasting away. Go ahead and send the warriors themselves into combat. Armor of Contempt for all of the important ones here. Didn't look like I actually got a very good cast on that one. Blunderbusses keep firing. He gets moving on these archers. You guys turn and just annihilate that unit. Demon Engine, go ahead and just charge into combat. Actually, never mind, there's too many blunderbusses back there. You sit and just fire the shotgun for now. You keep chasing Zhatan. I don't think we can actually slow him down. You know what? He's going to escape. Bring Zhatan over. Those hobgoblins are going to take a lot of damage, but I don't really mind that at all. Go ahead and weaken the leadership on these blunderbuss units here. Let's see about eliminating these castellans. Send our blunderbuss units up to make a statement. Magma cannon firing in on different units of archers that are left. The archers are really the biggest issue for us to be eliminating. Our Demon Smith here, let's go ahead and drop in some Reforge. I realize that Gordos has been doing nothing the whole battle, so you go hunt down some archers. Men from the back there. Forces swooping on in. Gale Taurus making quick work of all the hobgoblins. Our own have engaged the battle as well, though. Zhatan easily scaring that unit off. Most of their back line being pretty well eliminated here. Blunderbusses, let's go ahead and stand in this position. Wait for the enemy. They're going to call it a victory. Awesome. Let's go ahead and not blast apart our own Dawi warriors, but no real reason to keep battling. We have won, and this is a settlement victory, so all of the enemy falls regardless. Alright. Only 170 of our own lost in that battle. They deployed nearly 3,000, so that was pretty awesome. Mac Mechanic putting in massive work. They put that shot center mass almost every single time and blends apart units. We get ourselves a spell shield as well. And we shall not sack because we're not even getting all that much golden labor. We'll just go ahead and occupy rather this as an outpost. Get our raw materials going as much as we can. Then we can shift it all of a sudden over into making armaments and start spitting out massive amounts of soldiers. Zhatan. Your final point into the black to keep you fighting for as long as we can, giving you ward save and regeneration, which does make him have a little bit of weakness to fire damage, but actually he has so much innate fire resistance that he's going to be fine. As a next ability there, I'm going to probably put into... We need Wound Maker to make him stronger. Boundless Cruelty does what now? Drops leadership by up to 8, increasing with every enemy entity in range. Okay, interesting. We're definitely going to be upgrading his artillery teams, probably the artillery as well as his Dawizar warriors for his red line. For now, we'll go ahead and just make him an absolute monster. And then for Pithuk, give you the magical reserves. Need to start channeling where we can. Indeed. And Gordos is who keeps crashing my game, so hopefully if we don't... Listen. I know you're lucky, but be lucky for me. Give us the 10% ward save. We can start working on towards Sneaky, which gives all of the goblins Vanguard and Stalk, and I'm glad it didn't crash. Alright, Tower of Grief, you have the Hobgoblin Mustering Camp. You don't need. Go ahead and delete. I won't upgrade the Tower of Grief just yet, but I will throw out the Goblin Camp. Okay, so we could upgrade the Gold Mine a little faster. Not really worth the expenditure of slave labor. We've got a lot of extra labor here in Blasted Wastes. We can definitely use it to expedite our gains with Zharr-Naggrund. I think we probably will. Russian construction over here, also not a bad call. 560. I'd put us just below the proper amount, unfortunately. We won't this turn, and we will probably just go ahead and send some guys off to Zharr-Naggrund. We definitely will here. Off to Zharr-Naggrund with you. And then, yeah, no, we'll do it here as well. Keep our Conclave influence flowing as much as we can. Wait, take a quick look at diplomacy.
Bring death.
Bearsonling would like a non-aggression. You have no settlements left.
What? Anad?
Yeah. Very unlikely. We definitely want Big K jumping back into Droztek's army, and we need to move together to help out against Cazador. He can be going pretty much anywhere he wants, so we have to smash through with Zhatan very quickly. I honestly don't know if we kick off a war with the Moon Howlers or not. We may just have to sprint through them and fight them later on, which is a bit spooky, I can't lie. Okay, so Sahabaz has decided to throw himself into the forge. Makes sense. Welcome. We gain an Ogre Blade. Not bad at all. Oh, we gain one of our Preceptor ancillaries. Love to see it. I am summoned. We will not tolerate a break in production within the shadow of Zharr-Naggrund. Punishment will be swift. We have our fight for the Chaos Rune Shield now. Enemy forces being Skaven and Ogres. Workers at a vital refinery have rebelled against their overseers, building a lake's worth of valuable tar. That such an incident should happen in the Shadow of Zharr-Naggrund is an outrage. Conclave of Sorcerers has called upon Zhatan the Black to restore order, make an example of the rebels, and deal with the incompetents that were meant to be supervising the site. Mercy is for the weak. Also, we'll be crushing the Dawizar next. Quite amusing. Okay, we'll get to that battle as soon as we can. I think first we need to deal with the incursions to our own land, though. Cazador has just gone into march stance to move over as quickly as he can. Probably chasing after the gates of Zharr, which is not very well defended, in all honesty. So Zhatan, looks like the Astrogoth is doing incredible over here. So we need to go ahead and trust him for now, jump into march stance, see about getting back to our territory as quickly as we can. The gates of Zharr need us. Droztek, can we bring you over to the Howling Rock? Man, chances are he would be hunted down. We can bring down Ungrim. If I knew what these armies were rolling with, I'd feel much more comfortable with attacking. 3 units of Grudge Throwers is nasty. His Slayers, though, I'm not very scared of. He makes them how much stronger? That's Red Ruin, so he gives himself a ton more weapon damage and armor piercing and death blow. So Ungrim isn't very upgraded at the moment. Got a lot of armor though, unlike his brothers. This would be a tough fight, but I do think we could probably bring them down. Attacking them while they're in march seems like a way better idea than letting them move on. But Droztek could pretty easily be eliminated by just the bombardment of Grudge Throwers from the back.
Do you take me for a Wazik?
If we hit Ungrim, Cazador will turn around and attack us no matter what. We're kind of in a hard place no matter what here.
No.
If we attack Cazador, Ungrim will turn around and deal with us.
Up through.
At least move through. I think we're gonna go for Cazador if anything, or just jumping into the Howling Rock. Not gonna let me know what his army is. Alright, well, if we play this incorrectly, we don't get Big K in the army, and Ungrim will jump us immediately. Love to hear. These be nice. We don't have much movement left. Big K jumps in the army and increases mobility, and we can't reach him. We can. Okay. Even if we lose this battle, I think we have to fight it. Just to weaken this army. Convince them maybe to turn around and flee instead of continuing to fight. Alright, Droztek. Before we start it up, pass out some of these other abilities here. The Eye of Hashut, probably a good one to give. Hellbound standard as well. We don't have any war machines in this army, though. The Devoted of Hashut gives us extra leadership aura. We'll grab this one as well. What else we gain? A spell shield. Not quite as good. The obsidian axe has not actually been equipped over on Zhatan, which is quite kind of funny. All right. Thrall's let's move on over and attack. Battle deployment is as follows. He has a whole heap of miners, and that's all. That is all he is fielding. Nothing but miners. That is not necessarily a good sign for us. We'll grab the Eye of Ashut on our main lord here. And then we'll have ourselves one final battle against KARAK AZUL. Let's get to it. Quick jump cut, ambushed by a sneeze. We'll get on in here and start this battle off right away. The war. Alright then. We can kind of keep everyone by. I think this big tower here in the center is going to be the best place to kind of fight around. Or to kind of keep them bogged down between the two. See if we can do it. Alright, let's grab all of our laborers. Up front, but kind of staggered, so they're getting blown up by the blasting charges at separate times there. Wolf Riders up front. They're going to be a huge menace, but I want them to kind of try to draw the forces internally, not through the center there. I want them to go around. Hobgoblin archers. These guys together. A bit more like that. Two of them in the back. We do have archer advantage. For at least the time being. The Dawi warriors. Ready to charge in from the flank. We'll have you guys holding in the center. Laborers off to the side. Alright. Infernal Castellan will bring you up with the Blazing Beards. You on the other side of them. Battle started. Drag everyone up. Try to get them convinced to go through that side there. Wolf Riders, let's go ahead and just kind of skirt across the line. Try to keep your arrows flying on units that don't have shields. Blasting away at these blasting charges sounds great. Keeps them from actually attacking us with those explosives. Every model that falls loses all of their ammunition. Interesting, looks like they're going to try to go all the way around. We are going to stop that best we can here. Draw them in over on this side. Pull back now. Don't get too far away. Otherwise they'll lose attention. All of this chip damage is great. Well, I may have to pull back once the miners actually start making it over, because they're going to go all the way around and just start throwing explosives at us. We try to start firing there. Start picking apart the miners with blasting charges in the back. Keep running. I think I will use some Armor of Contempt to try to absorb some of the blasting charges. Use the Armor of Contempt here to try to absorb some of those blasting charges coming on in. Laborers, warriors move up. Archers all should be starting to fire now. You guys all work on these blasting charges here. Go ahead and shut them down into melee if you can. Keep them from getting in on other units. If they have any amount of time to start blasting away at anyone else, we're in huge trouble. Looks like we caught them up in a melee. Perfect. Castellan, turn and start blasting away at this lord. Blazing Beards, get those grenades launched. Drop this guy's melee defense. Blazing Beards grenades are amazing for being armor piercing. That is awesome stuff. Looks like those guys got exploded because I wasn't paying close enough attention. Fair enough. These lads moved in. Elsewise, we'll get exploded by random grenade chucks. That's a lot of blasting charges, breaking apart our line pretty well there. A lot of Dawi over here in one spot. We'll go ahead and cast the Hellhammer through. Just how much damage we can get for smash. Right off the line there. A lot of damage. Keep firing, get your damage where you can. Dwarf Warriors are on our front line. We didn't quite have the same amount of units they did. Go ahead and launch 3 of those guys this way. Front line's starting to disappear. Keep firing. Go ahead and charge into the back line of these Dwarf Warriors here. These guys are coming on back, so let's move them in. A lot of them left. Yeah, I figured we were going to get blown up by that group. Probably could have moved them a little bit. Didn't quite do it. Pretty much drop 1 per shot. Wolf Riders pull on away. Oh, that damage. Well done. Looks like they're having a really bad time. Drop in some more armor there for everyone in this group fighting. I think there's just a little bit too many of the dwarfs. We want back, let the Sorcerer Prophet kind of take the brunt of that damage. Don't charge, but kind of shoot those arrows instead. Keep ripping shots where you can. That unit of miners is gone. Find someone else. Defend yourself there, bud. Very sad they still had ammo. Right, you guys go stab. Getting shots in on the flanks of those dwarfs there. For those shots where you can. It's just not quite enough. Come on, hobgoblins. Bring yourselves back. Clear that unit off before they hit you with their explosives, please, please. Try to shut them down. That works. They should turn and run. So many Dwarf Warriors left. Go ahead and charge you into melee there so we don't lose these hobgoblins. We need as many of them still fighting as we can. Linking away at those blasting charges. Charge on into melee. Break as many as we can here. Turn and start throwing. Launching those arrows. Blazing beards keep chopping. I didn't realize they're both in the same spot. Blazing beards are holding the line and you guys are chopping. Makes sense. Continue holding the line then. We'll win this one if we lose everyone for it. Balance of power's on our side for now, but I think as soon as we start running out of ammunition, things are going to start changing pretty quickly. Bring you guys on over, see if you can rout them without firing those arrows, please. Keep chopping where you can. Rolling a headshot, fair enough. Maybe use the weapon some more, though. Keeps giving them the Dark Souls roll, it's working. Charge it on the next group. Give them the old terror. Drop down 1 final Armor of Contempt here. Didn't realize they would actually gain their leadership back last second. Back in fire at will. Alright, they're broken. Charge on in here and get your charge bonus off at the very least. Stellan, hit the back line here. That terror is putting in some work. All of the archers fire on the most healthy group of miners. Pull one away so you don't die. Only a few of you left. Pull you away too so you don't get killed. Got him pinned in though. Move him on over. I didn't realize he had sent these Dwarf Warriors through. Starting to start firing. Starting to run out of ammo. But our Infernal Castellan is doing good work in there. Keep chasing off individual groups of miners, please. Get the full surround off. They're scared off as well. Charge in one more time and that should break them. There we go. The might of Cazador has been shattered. Love to see it. That was a pretty nasty battle, and we now need to hide inside of our walls as fast as we can because Ungrim is on his way. One victory, not the war. Alright, we'll take the win. Everyone pulls through, and we will probably go ahead and conscript these captives. Extra labor would be nice, but we really need the replenishment. Land Grytis has been destroyed. The Overlords of Zharr-Naggrund have been destroyed. Oh, Grytis has been wiped out. Astragoth is putting in some work. The Chaos Dwarfs do not sit around. They are very industrious little fellas. Hopefully he is currently good about to jump into a war with Greasus. Because otherwise Astragoth might turn on us. He is pretty easily defeating his foes down here in the south. I think he's just because he's going after Mount Greyhag. Oh, he's fighting against Imrik as well. Astragoth the Uberchad. Alright then. We'll have Thrall's Tech. You get into March and get back in the settlement? Oh no! Well, that's sad. Well, Thrall's Tech, you were so young. Can we at least get him back in the settlement ring there? Kind of? Putting him in March Dance is such a dangerous idea. But if he has the reinforcements... Okay, he's inside the reinforcement zone. He still will be in March Dance, which is going to be nasty. But at least we have a better chance. I think Rock's defenses are pretty pitiful. Pretty pitiful indeed. I don't want to spend labor to make it easier on them either. Let's go ahead and switch it over to... Nothing gives us more melee attack or defense or anything. That's fine. We'll just give Drawstick his abilities or his skill points. Go ahead and end the episode there. I think either the Ash Storm or a Curse of Hashut is going to be more useful here. This will let us snipe down Ungrim, which would be really important. And the Ash Storm would just allow us to slow down his entire army and allow our archers to do a lot more damage. It costs weight, and it costs a little bit more. Oh, it's such a tough call. I think we'll go for the Curse of Hashut just to make sure we can snipe down Ungrim. Kuntiz, we'll go ahead and give you, good sir, piercing shots. Give you a bit more missile strength there. And with that, I am out of time for today. I have been Space Wars into the War. Remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the Sub Thone, and I will see you on the next one.